as we mostly believe it is humans who use gadgets to tell the time, but we aren't the only ones that can tell time. As far as we know, the Earth's movement sets the rhythms of many biological clocks on Earth, and it is this 24-hour solar period which sets the wheels in motion for the control of such things as sleep, hunger, and the overall metabolism in many creatures from the smallest single cell to the largest sea and land mammals. It is this solar journey around the sun which regulates cycles of seasons, harvests, and migrations here on Earth. But what else does this solar journey affect here on Earth? And more importantly, can this surprising pull affect our own biological rhythms? Hollywood has created many weird and wonderful illusions about our relationship with the moon, especially a full moon from vampires to werewolves and zombies. But the truth is, for many species here on Earth, the moon's light is a must for their very existence. Lots of animals use the lunar cycle in a very romantic way when it comes to finding a mate. Triggered by the full moon, some animals, such as impalas, make a loud cry or roar, which in turn triggers all their female mates to begin ovulation. This united signal creates a joint mating frenzy, allowing every member of a species to go looking for a partner at the same time. Many marine species use the lunar cycle for their species' survival and reproduction. Some marine worms live on the shorelines, and during a new moon, they rise to the water's surface. They mass together, swirling around one another and releasing their reproductive cells in sync, resulting in a mass mating session that increases reproductive chances and ultimately, the species' survival. Other species use the moon's light for feeding and reproducing. Some eels are known to be attracted to light, while others may rely on the dim light of the new moon to mate and avoid predators. Most fishermen understand how the moon controls the tides and use the lunar cycles to their advantage when fishing. Some fish and sea turtles use the tides for laying their eggs high up on beaches. Fish may use the high tide to lay their eggs high on the beach, where the sand protects the eggs as they develop. When the next high tide rises, it washes them out to sea. Turtles lay their eggs where they are protected from predators, but not too far from a rising tide, so the baby turtles can get to the water with ease after hatching. Most people know that during a full moon, the light is much brighter, and we, as humans, are beginning to understand that the moon is much more than just a biological clock. The moon transforms ecosystems, and the full moon is actually 100 times brighter than the new moon. This light allows many nocturnal animals to find and seek their prey out and navigate better at night. So this is good for the hunter, but risky for the hunted. Some species of frogs understand that the full moon makes them more visible, and mixing this with their audible croaking at night during a full moon makes them more vulnerable as prey. To navigate through this full moonlight, they avoid calling to their mates during the full moon to lessen their vulnerability to predators. So what about humans? We know women's reproductive cycles are about the same length as the lunar cycle, and ancient traditions call this the moon cycle. We would like to think we are all higher in the intelligence level than other animals on Earth, but at a biological level, it seems that we are all affected by the same lunar cycles. Whether we like to admit it or not, humans are one of the animals which roam the Earth and have done for thousands of years. So, if other animals are affected biologically by the moon and lunar cycle, it's likely that humans are as well. Have you ever wondered why you wake up some days feeling like you can conquer the world, and other days you feel like it's a chore just to get out of bed? Some days you're calm, and some days you're agitated, but cannot pinpoint why. What a lot of people don't know or fully understand is that where the moon is, on a day-to-day basis, has a huge effect on your mood and how you feel. This is so important for people like astrologers, who use the moon and sun as well as other planets as key reference points in your birth chart readings. This is very important because your mood affects the way that you see the world. It affects how confident we are, how sensitive we are, how ambitious we feel, and ultimately it affects our choices. And we know that our life and survival is based on choices. In fact, our choices make up who we are and ultimately create our reality. So from the smallest creatures and organisms to the largest land and sea animals, at some level we are all affected by the moon and its cycles. And ultimately, the phases of life can be affected by the phases of the moon. So next time we take a look at our clock or watch or mobile device showing the time, remember we are not the only creature on Earth who relies on an external source to tell time. As at the most basic level, It all relates back to our ultimate light source and gravitational mood swing friend. If you would like to understand your personal connection with the moon, click the link below to get your personal forecast.